Hello everyone, this is Venus Brown, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Death Note. This is a Netflix series, and it has one season, but it's like 30-something episodes. It should take a bit. I will do the same thing I do with all the other shows that I watch. Once a week, I will put a reaction up. The only knowledge I really have of this show is seeing it listed on Netflix, and I watched the promo and did a reaction for that. So I do know that the Death Note is about this guy's ability to write down a note, and the stuff that he writes down will come true in certain situations. I think there were certain rules on that, but outside of that, that's all I know.
I'm like 99% sure that Death Note isn't a Netflix series. It just is on Netflix.
So yeah, it's not necessarily a Netflix series, but it is on Netflix. So that is how I'm watching it. A lot of the stuff I watch is either on Netflix, on Prime, or I am able to get it through some other source. That's why a lot of the shows I watch are on Netflix or Prime. I also have my kid with me. If you heard them, that's who that was speaking. You may not be able to hear them very well. I will try my best to amplify their voice whenever they are speaking so that hopefully you will be able to hear them. Do you have anything else to say about the show?
Basically, all I could say is spoilers.
Okay. And I understand. I had enough of a struggle with all the spoilers that I got from Heartstopper, and I really don't want to do that again. Not that much. So we'll try to avoid the spoilers. It doesn't mean I won't ever give spoilers. I am infamous for giving spoilers about everything, but I will try not to give like a lot of spoilers or too much of a spoiler because I don't want to ruin anything. Oh yes, and I think this episode is called Rebirth. All right, let's get to the show. Yeah, and I know from the promo that the dark-haired guy and the red-haired guy are like, they look very similar, but they're like against each other.
How do you see them as looking similar?
To me, they do. They just look like they have different color hair.
The brutal slaying of his common-law partner, who was only 25 at the time of her death.
The same news on permanent repeat.
So does he mean that literally, or is it like similar news that just sounds like the same kind of story? And I'm taking it this episode is like an origin story.
Suppose you could say that?
Death Note? As in a notebook of death? How to use it? It's pretty lame.
He just leaves it.
Really not that different from one of those chain letters you get. Name is written in this notebook shall die.
I think it said if you say how they're going to die, they'll die that way. But if you don't, they'll just have a heart attack and die.
Has the person's face in their mind when writing. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected.
But couldn't you have an image of their face in your head and their name and like match them up even though they have the same name as somebody else that doesn't look like that?
Pretty detailed for a prank, I'll give them that.
He thinks it might be. What's your story, kid? Why would you start just going along with it? Or do you just think it's not real?
On the off chance someone really dies, would that make me a murderer?
Yes. Yes, it would. Even if you don't think it would happen, you're still a murderer. It's like involuntary manslaughter. Maybe not murder, but manslaughter.
Looks like the notebook doesn't work.
Yeah, news takes time.
Unlikely, but if by chance this thing is for real, I have to test it one more time.
He's willing to kill people if he feels they're morally unjust.
What is it, Sudo? Didn't you?
He's got that shirt on from oh gosh. What was the kids show with the dog? Blue's Clues. He's got the Blue's Clues shirt on. Something so common, and I'm just going to see it as a Blue's Clues shirt. Just like the Freddy Krueger shirt.
Stop! Please help me!
You know, just use him.
That settles it. The Death Note.
Now, did he write how he dies? Because that didn't appear to be a heart attack.
Accidental death.
Okay.
But I've dropped my Death Note.
So that's where it came from. Is he like an angel of death?
I wasn't expecting you home.
It's because
It's because I've been killing people.
the results of the nationwide exams.
Goodness, number one again.
I'm totally a good kid.
Shinigami. god of death, huh?
It's the god of death.
You're the first to have written this many names. Look at how many people you've killed in only...
Goodness, I thought that was his.
Is that some fantasy you humans came up with?
Yep.
I'm not gonna do anything to you. The notebook is now yours. And when it's your time to die, it will fall on me to write your name in my death note. Can neither go to heaven nor hell for eternity.
Okay.
Why on earth is it so dark in your room?
You don't want to know.
Why you only wrote the cause of death for that guy who was hit by the truck?
If you don't write the cause of death, the victim dies of a heart attack.
What are you trying to achieve by passing judgment on them?
This world is rotting, and those who are making it rot deserve to die. Someone has to do it, so why not me?
Easily justify shit like that with ideas like that. He's just going hog wild.
So that eventually no one will ever do anything evil again.
If you did that, it would make you the only bad person left.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course you
I'm
don't.
a hard-working honor student who's considered to be one
Hey,
of Japan's
listen to
best and
yourself.
brightest.
Alrighty then. Alright, so that was the first episode of Death Note called Rebirth. I had so many thoughts going through my mind while this was going on. At first I was like, oh, good kid. You know, maybe he'll witness a couple deaths and think, oh, I'm doing good righteous work or whatever, and that's how he gets into it. When I saw like the list of names, like I said, I thought it was the god of death, thought it was his names that he had written. No, it was the kids. And when I realized it was the kids, I thought, oh, well, maybe he's got like a lot of people that have made his life miserable or something like that. No, he was just annihilating all the criminals. But then you get to the end and he's like, I'm gonna just pass judgment on all these criminals, whether they're bad criminals or not so bad criminals, and I'm gonna be my own god of death. Like, wow. Like, this kid has some serious narcissism going on, but holy cow. And I'm a good kid because I get like the best grades and I'm killing off the bad people. Like, no, that's not how it works. All right. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I will see you next week for episode 2 of Death Note. Bye.
Until next time, I'll see you when I see you. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want more content, click subscribe. If you click that little bell and click all, then you'll get more content notifications.